وَالْعَصْرِ إِنَّ الْإِنسَانَ لَفِي خُسْرٍ إِلَّا الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا وَعَمِلُوا الصَّالِحَاتِ وَتَوَاصَوْا بِالْحَقِّ وَتَوَاصَوْا بِالصَّبْرِ.
So overall today we have, alhamdulillah, bidhnillah ta'ala, we have been able to go through the 4 main sessions of today, starting with Al-Fatiha, looking at dhikr and fikr in Surah Al-Imran, looking at the constituent parts of Iman, what is really Iman about, and then looking at the Iman in the hereafter, Surah Al-Qiyamah. So we have covered Iman in Allah, Iman in Risala or Wahi or Revelation, and Iman in the Akhirah. Main 3 Imaniyat as they are known. We are going to now take a short session. I'm attempting to do this in half an hour, inshallah, so that when we have then 20 minutes to give prizes, etc. Yeah? And this is really to look at the effects of Iman that we have mentioned. This is Iman all day today. What are the effects, some of the effects of this Iman? And this we are doing, inshallah, in light of Surah Taghabun. Surah Taghabun, page 2930. So let's just go through that, inshallah. And let's think about a few things or a framework while we are doing this. Let's try to relate these effects to particular articles of Iman. Who can tell me the articles of Iman? Although it wasn't part of pre-course, but we expect you to know it. Yes, Bismillah. MashaAllah, you can have chocolate for that, yeah? Jazakallah khair. Beautiful, MashaAllah. Yeah, we learned this, I learned this when I was younger than him, alhamdulillah. I'm sure he did as well. Believe in Allah, yeah? Amantu billahi wa malaikatihi, and his angels, and his books, and his prophets, or his messengers. And Qadr, yeah? Qadr. It's not on the screen, yeah, what I'm saying. Qadr, the predestination of Allah, whether it is good or bad, and the life after death. So with these 6, let's try to look at which one of them relates more, although they all relate, to the effects of Iman. Yeah, inshallah. With that in mind, then we will be more focused. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم ما أصاب من مصيبة إلا بإذن الله. No disaster strikes except by the permission of Allah. وَمَنْ يُؤْمِن بِاللَّهِ يَهْدِي قَلْبَهُ وَاللَّهُ بِكُلِّ شَيْءٍ عَلِيمٌ. And whoever believes in Allah, he, meaning Allah, will guide his heart. This is the first effect of Iman. When hardship comes, and a calamity comes, difficulty comes, a tragedy occurs in life, what is the response of the true believer with the true Iman? Allah Ta'ala guides his heart or her heart. Guides his or her heart to what? Number 1, that this is the qada and the qadr of Allah. Because we believe in that, don't we? We just said. This is Allah Ta'ala's decision. It has not happened except Allah has willed it to happen. And Allah, He is all-knowing, all-wise. Whatever He allows to happen, there is some wisdom in it. I don't know it. But this is the best for me. Although apparently it doesn't seem nice. This is one effect of Iman, that the person sees this in this light. The other is, Yahdi qalbah, his heart or her heart is guided, in that the mu'min will know that this calamity has come, yes, but there is reward for this calamity in the hereafter. Or maybe in this life as well. So how does it? Yahdi qalbah, yeah? It guides the heart to understand this reality. Compare that with the person who doesn't believe in Allah. No resurrection, nothing. We are just matter made from atoms and we become, dust, and that's it. How does that person react to calamity? How? Goes crazy. Insane. Because can't make sense. Which part of today is related to what I just said? I'm checking now if you're paying attention or not. Because I know this is the final and probably a difficult session. Well, I have just mentioned which part of the three or four things that we have mentioned, the sessions, which one does it relate to most? I can't hear. Of course, Iman, akhi, but we did 4 sessions, yeah? Which one? No. No. Nur, Surah Nur. Allahu nuru samawati wal ard. When you see, one thing I didn't mention in that surah is that once you believe, you have the iman that Allah, He is the one who is running the show, creator, then you see everything in its the reality. Meaning calamity you see in this context now. Allah has allowed it. Allah has illuminated, enlightened me to understand what reality is, what calamity is. Subhanallah. Without that light, it's too much. How many people say that? Oh, this is too much for me. This goes against Quran, doesn't it? Allah Ta'ala doesn't give us more than we can bear. So this is the first effect. Iman will guide the person's heart to these things in hardship. And life is full of hardships. Life is full of hardships. Life is full of hardships. It's not a bed of roses. Yeah? Some of the time is. Most of it isn't. But the real itminan, the real tranquility, that is what we are after. And the believer always has that, whether he or she is in good or bad. That's what we're really after. Khair, moving on. وَأَطِيعُوا اللَّهَ وَأَطِيعُوا الرَّسُولَ فَإِن تَوَلَّيْتُمْ فَإِنَّمَا عَلَى رَسُولِنَا الْبَلَاغُ الْمُبِينُ. So obey Allah and His Messenger and obey the Messenger. But if you turn away, then upon our Messenger is only the duty of conveying the message. This very simply relates to this previous ayah of calamity, you seeing the calamity for what it is. So what should you do? Regardless of difficulty, you carry on following Allah and His Rasul. Because many times when times become difficult, you know there's a saying, when the going gets tough, tough get going. Yeah? That's true. When the going gets tough, that's when it's difficult to obey Allah and His Rasul, because many rational thoughts come to our mind. For example, interest is difficult. Dunya can't work without interest. What are you talking about? SubhanAllah, dangerous to say that. As if Allah doesn't know. SubhanAllah. Yeah, many things like that we will hear in our communities. And remember, our da'wah is not just to non-Muslims, yeah? It's to our community as well, of course. Tawasa bil haqq. You do to the believers, isn't it? First and foremost. So, carry on obeying Allah and His Messenger. And finally, Allahu la ilaha illahu wa ala Allahi falyatawakkalil mu'minun. Remember always, Allah, He is the one and only one who has the right to be worshipped. So we mentioned that in Surah Al-Fatiha. Wa ala Allahi falyatawakkalil mu'minun. So therefore, the believers who have this iman, they should now rely on Allah for the outcome, isn't it? So tawakkul, very quickly, is to do your effort and then rely on Allah for the result. This is tawakkul. Tawakkul is to do your effort and then to rely on Allah for the result. So, there can be misunderstanding in tawakkul. Some people might think, no effort, Allah will give me. This is not tawakkul, yeah? This is disobedience to Allah. Allah Ta'ala says that you prepare, yeah, in Surah Tawbah, وَعَدُّوا لَهُمْ مَسْتَطَعْتُمْ. You prepare to the best of your ability. Then Allah Ta'ala, in His hand is the result. The other extreme is what? Sisters, what's the other extreme? Sisters? Are there any sisters there? Sisters, I'm giving you a chance for chocolate. 3 times I've now tried. The question, good, okay. So that means that either I'm not clear or it's difficult now, yeah? To pay attention. Khair. Both I'm sure, yeah? The question was the misunderstanding regarding tawakkul. Many people misunderstand tawakkul. They think, yeah, that we should just rely on Allah, don't do any effort. This is wrong, yeah? What's the other extreme? So just work hard. Not quite, nearly there. Say that again. So you do everything, but you don't think you need Allah. More or less going to where I think Nahid knows the answer. Oh, Adam?
So like becoming your own independent agent and like losing like their reliance on Allah.
Very good. To become your, I'll now inshallah borrow these expressions from you, yeah? Becoming your own, what did you say? Independent agent. Yeah? MashaAllah. Yeah? We have an English teacher, inshallah future teacher in the room. Independent agent and not relying on Allah. So you think, I can do everything. I have got, for example, I've got petrol in my car was serviced, or it's a brand new car, and it even parks itself, let's just say. Let's drop that one in. Yeah? Ahmad, you listening? Good, alhamdulillah, yeah? And so, of course, my car is going to roll without saying inshallah. Yeah? That's the other extreme. Anyway, so the believers, 3 things here we learn. In calamities, Allah guides the heart of the believer. We carry on obeying Allah and His Messenger, regardless, good time, hard times, it's all the same in terms of our obedience. And the 3rd thing, we rely on Allah after we make effort. That's one. Next thing. Some tests now of Iman. This can be a very spicy topic, but we're not going to spice it up because we haven't got time yet. Anyway. Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu, O you who believe, inna min azwajikum wa awladikum aduwwan lakum fahdharuhum. O you who believe, from amongst your spouses, your wives or your husbands, azwaj can be, and your children are enemies, so beware. Now this doesn't mean that they are your enemies, yeah? This means that from amongst your wives, or your wife or your husband, and from amongst your children, there can be potentially an enmity in the form of the following. In your natural love for them and care for them, you may disobey Allah to please them. You may disobey Allah to please them. For example, I'll give you an example, just out of thin air, yeah? So don't blame me for it. Your wife says to you, I have to have certain lifestyle. I don't care whether you work for a bank or whether you work for whatever, you sell alcohol, I don't mind. There's more money in alcohol and lottery and lotto and whatever. So I don't care where you bring the money from, I want this lifestyle. And you say, okay. And you go for that. Potentially, your wife or your husband can be your enemy in that case, can't they? Because the enmity will show its real face in the hereafter. In the hereafter you will realize, inshallah we won't, but a person may realize that this was my enemy. I loved this person, or this person loved me, but in fact they were my enemy because look where it led me to. Yeah, in the hereafter. So to disobey Allah, out of this natural love that we have for our families and our children. Many times this is a test. And in fact it is a test. It's always a test. Our life is a test. People think after they get married it's all easy. No, inshallah it's good to get married. I'm not discouraging you, Nahid, please. Yeah. But what I'm saying is that it's a test. It's the next level test, inshallah. And alhamdulillah, he is ready for it. Inshallah. But look at the balance here. Yeah? Now Allah Ta'ala says potentially they are your enemies. Now a person might react like some of the Ashab al-Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam were about to react, in that they became very aggressive regarding this. Their wives or their husbands or their children who stopped them from the obedience of Allah. Yeah? So to balance that, Allah Ta'ala is telling us, وَإِن تَعْفُوا وَتَصْفَهُوا وَتَغْفِرُوا فَإِنَّ اللَّهَ غَفُورٌ رَحِيمٌ. Beautiful. SubhanAllah. Amazing. Balance in Islam. If you, however, they make a mistake and they have these tendencies, what do you do as the leader of the house, or the wife as the helper of the husband, or the children, etc.? You ta'fu, you pardon them. وَتَصْفَحُوا, you overlook their faults. وَتَغْفِرُوا, and you forgive them. You have this balance. Not to let that go to extreme either, yeah? That you don't say anything that they're doing wrong, let them do it. No, this is wrong as well, isn't it? So there's balance. Have a balanced attitude. for a balanced family. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم فإن الله غفور رحيم. Verily Allah, He is also Ghafur Rahim, isn't He? If Allah was to catch us on everything that we do, every mistake we make, then nothing would be left on the earth, as Allah says. Yeah? So similarly, in our relationships, Iman will be tested. We need to have the balanced approach to that. Beware, but do not become too harsh. And that is, as many scholars say, this is the pull sirat of this world. Most difficult thing to do. Because we have a tendency to go either way. Difficult. So always we are judging, prejudging, judging. Didn't I, shouldn't I? Difficult. May Allah guide us, inshallah, in these difficult things. إِنَّمَا أَمْوَالُكُمْ وَأَوْلَادُكُمْ فِتْنَةٌ وَاللَّهُ إِنْدَهُ أَجْرٌ عَظِيمٌ. Verily. Who can tell me the meaning of innama? Proper meaning. Any sisters? I'll give sisters a chance first. How many sisters here have learned Arabic or are learning Arabic? They're not already Arab, yeah? How many sisters? Can somebody count and tell me how many sisters? 30 sisters. You are learning Arabic? Fusha, yani the language, Arabic grammar, yeah? Did you come across innama yet? So tell us what it means. Yeah, inna means indeed as well. So I'm trying to, inshallah, make you think about these things. So sister, go on, have another go, please. Okay, anyway, make a note. It is kalima hasr. Hasr, yeah? Hasr. Hasr means exclusively now. What is being said, this is it. Yeah? Innama amwalukum wa awladukum fitna. Your wealth and your children are nothing but a test, a criteria, a yardstick. Now when you understand that, you approach life slightly differently, don't you? Why? Because you think, Allah will judge me according to how I treat, first of all, how I earn my wealth, how I spend it, etc. Yeah? So this can be good or bad for me. Similarly, my children, they are a test for me. Fitna, I won't ask what it means because I know some brothers know already, we covered it, so it won't be fair on people who haven't covered it. Fitna means the process of purifying the gold ore, O-R-E, yeah? The pure state of gold. You know when they go into the mines, gold mines, yeah? They bring out gold. Gold is not in blocks like you see in the cartoons, yeah? Gold is mixed up with other minerals. To extract the gold, it needs to go through a process of extraction, usually through a very hot furnace or a kiln, K-I-L-N. Yeah? That extracts the impurities, and what do you get at the end? Pure gold, yeah? This is fitna. Fitna is the process of our life. We go through these tests to bring out the best in us. Subhanallah. Allah Ta'ala is giving us opportunity. So it's very positive, yeah? At the same time, we need to be wary. Khair. So your wealth and your children are a fitna. So your children and your wealth can be for you or against you in how you bring them up and how you utilize them, etc. Opportunity, but also a warning. Wallahu indahu ajrun azim, and with Allah is a great reward if you spend your wealth in the sake of Allah. If you dedicate your children for the sake of Allah. Dr. Surah Ahmad rahimahullah, he used to say something beautiful, and I want to share it with you. He used to say, if you want to see if this person who claims to be a sheikh, an alim, a scholar, a speaker, a person of Islam, if you want to see if he really means what he says, look at what he's doing with his children. Is he making sure that his children that they know Quran before they know ABC? That they know Quran and its meaning? They are being prepared for the Jannah? They are being prepared to be able to battle against shaitan and his allies through their life? Or is he just feeding them chicken and chips? Peri peri. Peri 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 peri, that's it. Lovey lovey dovey dovey. Wallahi, we need to wake up. Our children in our schools, in our state schools, in every school, because I'm a teacher, I can say from my experience, our children are facing a tsunami. We don't see it. I see it at school. Every day, they are battling a tsunami. As Brother Ustad Asim said, that we are being fed day and night concepts that are contrary to Islam, day and night. And it has an impact. For sure it has an impact. You know, a lot of us parents, we think, my child is very good, goes to school, comes back, is not rude, is fine. But they have a intellect, they think. They think about apes and humans. And what's the connection? Looks quite logical to me. Think about that. They come to conclusions. It is our job as parents to clarify this, to teach them fitrah, to teach them what Islam really is. Then they become a light in this darkness, isn't it? SubhanAllah. May Allah Ta'ala help us. We need Allah's help in this. So there is great ajr in this. So you making a note, yeah? Tests and effects of Iman. Next. We nearly come to the end, inshallah, in maybe 10 minutes or maybe 15 max. فَاتَّقُوا اللَّهَ مَا اسْتَطَعْتُمْ وَاسْمَعُوا وَأَطِيعُوا وَأَنْفِقُوا خَيْرًا لِأَنفُسِكُمْ وَمَنْ يُوقَ شُحَّ نَفْسِهِ فَأُولَٰئِكَ هُمُ الْمُفْلِحُونَ. You know, wallahi, I tell you something from my heart, yeah, to your heart. Especially in da'wah. The biggest problem that I find in my experience, yeah, in having a very strong, good team is this. Shuhha nafsi. I'll explain that. Basically, we follow our desire. If I feel like it, I'll come to the open day. If I don't feel like it, no problem. When I feel like it, I will do some da'wah. When I don't feel like it, no problem. If I feel like it, if I don't, what is this? This is nonsense. I'll be frank with you. If I feel like it, I will come to Quran dars. When I don't feel like it, I won't. What is this? This is no good. Let me be frank and honest. Allah will ask me, why didn't you tell them? If we think Quran dars is pastime, then we have really missed the boat. Quran dars is the most important hour of your week. Of course, after the other things, in addition to as-salah, of course, I'm not, yeah? The most important hour. This is where we renew our connection with Allah. This is where we are going to plead to Allah. Oh Allah, I tried once a week to try and learn your deen. I tried. How will we say to Allah, oh Allah, I was feeling a bit lazy on the day I didn't go. I go when I feel like it, and I come when I feel like it. If we are supposed to be there for 8, I come 8:15. No big deal. What's the big deal? Wallahi, we live in a cuckoo land. We need to wake up. This is the wasi bil haqq, what I'm doing right now. I'll accept it from all of us. We need to put in the effort. Before we know it, our time is coming. Some people, a few years ago, started calling me uncle. I said, why is this uncle? Where's the brother gone? I realized, man, there's some grey hair. SubhanAllah. Huh? Time is coming. I remember asking him when he was 1. He's replacing us now, isn't he? Because he's old and we're older. And mashallah, he has children. That's it. Time is running. We have to make effort. فَاتَّقُوا اللَّهَ مَا اسْتَطَعْتُمْ. Have taqwa of Allah as much as you can. Another ayah that I should mention here in Quran says, يَا أَيُّهَا الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا اتَّقُوا اللَّهَ حَقَّ تُقَاتِهِ. O you who believe, have taqwa of Allah is as much as is the right of Allah. The Sahaba were astonished. They thought, we cannot give Allah His right. We can't do this. Then Allah Ta'ala revealed this. فَاتَّقُوا اللَّهَ مَا اسْتَطَعْتُمْ. Have taqwa of Allah as much as you can have taqwa of Allah. Meaning it's doable. It's not unrealistic. So have taqwa of Allah. Now I'm not going to go into what taqwa is. Very simply, taqwa is to obey Allah, stay away from what displeases Him. وَاسْمَعُوا وَأَطِيعُوا, and listen and obey to Allah and His Rasul. وَأَنْفِقُوا خَيْرًا لِأَنفُسِكُمْ, and do something called infaq. Infaq. Infaq is to spend, of course, your money, but also to spend your time, your intellect, your abilities. Everything that Allah Ta'ala, He has given us, let's use that. This is infaq. This is true infaq. 24/7 we should be thinking, how do I make this deen prevalent? How? Although I may, my sphere of influence may be just very small, yeah? But within that, how do I make Allah's deen prevalent? This is what we should be thinking 24/7. The eating, the drinking, the picnic is just rest. Just rest. The real mission is that. That's da'wah. So, infaq. This is better for you, Allah Ta'ala is saying, وَمَنْ يُوقَ شُحَّ نَفْسِهِ فَأُولَٰئِكَ هُمُ الْمُفْلِحُونَ. And whoever is protected from the stinginess of his soul. Stinginess of his soul. I'll just tell you what it means here. It means the successful one are those who Allah prevents their soul from following their desires in something prohibited. So, we do not follow our hawa, like we mentioned, yeah? The eye culture in Surah Nur. The waves upon waves, and then upon that there is clouds, darkness upon darknesses. We don't follow our nafs, our hawa. Although our hawa and our nafs has a right on us, we should fulfill that right as well. Beautiful balance in Islam, no time to explain it. So we need to become selfless in that. Not follow the nafs, follow Allah and His Rasul. And it's hard on the nafs, isn't it? The nafs is like the horse, isn't it? We need to tame the horse. Wild horse will kick you off. Of no use. إن تقرضوا الله قرضا حسنا يضاعفه لكم ويغفر لكم والله شكور حليم. If you loan to Allah a goodly loan, He will multiply it for you and forgive you, and Allah is most appreciative and forbearing. So again, the effect of Iman here, if the person would be ready to give in the way of Allah. Another mention, it's not just wealth. Wealth is one big thing, yeah, but our lives. Surah Tawbah, we will mention in one of the other QFCs, inshallah. Allah, He has made a bargain, a trade with us. He has taken our lives and our wealth for Jannah. Contract has been signed. We just now need to give our part of it, yeah, fulfill our part of the deal, which is our lives and our wealth for the sake of Allah. And Allah, He will increase it many folds. And you know better than I, especially if you go to fundraisers where they say give khard hasana, you get this much reward, etc., etc. And of course that is all true and right. Wallahu shakurun halim. Allah Ta'ala, He is very, very, very appreciative. Shakur is mubalagha, again, intensity. Not shakir, but shukur. He is very, very appreciative. Meaning that you do something very small, He will be so appreciative of it. As Ustad Asim was mentioning already. And He's halim, He's forbearing. He does not catch us. He allows us time, gives us time. Alimul ghaybi wa shahada al-aziz al-hakim. Allah, He is the one who is the knower of the unseen and that which is witnessed. He is exalted in might and wise. Just to tell you what it means there, Alimul Ghaib, meaning, of course, He knows all that is apparent and hidden, and so He is well equipped to reward us for even the tiniest of deeds. And He is Aziz, so nothing can resist Allah. So this is the one who will reward us. And He is Hakim. He knows how man needs to live together and with what instructions. Now this is related actually to the whole surah, which we didn't cover, because all of this surah is amazing for Iman. At-Taghabun, Dr. Isar Rahimahullah used to say that this is the khulasa of Iman in this surah, Surah Taghabun, which we couldn't do because of time. The whole surah we did half. Yeah? So inshallah, part of your extended learning should be to go through Surah Taghabun.